play so far this weekend, I'm not certain who I would vote for.
And we've seen a lot of variations in Lights Out gameplay recently. They've always been on the cusp of breaking into the rival series. They almost qualified during one of the qualifiers. Got to that last game, just could not go over the bubble. But maybe this time they're looking to change things up, take down Upper 90, move on to that losers quarterfinals, and be one of the first teams to make it there. That'll be after a best-of-3 against Upper 90 that they have to get through first. Kevpert is going to wait for Slushy to take that towards the corner. AJ will be backing him up, but Slushy taking it again. Now towards the midfield. Skills will send it to the back wall. And Kevpert will take his time and try to get that clear. Nobody home in net. Vondre is there to get the clear. A good pop-up on the midfield line by Kevpert. But Demo was there in time to knock it away. Now Skills take this over top of two. Nobody home, and they're just going to take it all the way into the back of the net.
And that's the story of having two people at the midfield line. It makes it so easy for Skills, realizing like, hey, this is an easy double play right here. Taking two men out at the same time with an open net in the backfield. And for Lights Out, lots of defense to open things up. And it makes me wonder if they're going to be able to get an upper hand here, because we did see Upper 90 a little bit weak on the defense so far.
Yeah, we've seen a few teams have struggles on the defensive end, and almost saw one from Upper 90 there right off the kickoff. Kevpert got a perfect shot, but a big Demo on the defensive end from Demo. Kevpert does manage to regain control a little bit. Right over top of AJ. Vondre hits that towards the other side. Instead, it will be Kevpert taking that from the midfield. Now there's a chance for Demo to get the clear. AJ is in the way, but not long enough. Drops down towards the corner. Now Slushy off the corner again. A good setup, but does get intercepted. Now clear towards their end. Might be a chance for Lights Out to get some offense going, but they do keep it in the blue side for long enough. Off the back wall with a quick setup. A double commit on defense, but nobody there for the rebound just yet, as they knock it aside towards the corner.
This is very good for Lights Out to see a little bit of continued offense. We saw some resource stealing from Demo earlier on the Upper 90 side of things. And oh my goodness, a good touchdown. A nice save from Vondre as well.
Now's a chance for Vondre again, right off the reception, able to put that through. And AJ with the perfect setup on that one.
Good response from Lights Out. Took them a little bit, but they do make the connection. And we saw a couple of these plays actually in their first series. Kevpert was the passing recipient up towards the corner of the net and was able to put it down and in towards the left side. So it's nice to see that they're still making those passing plays, aggressive upfield, and a good response at the 3-minute mark.
Now Slushy, he was just patiently waiting for that one. Couldn't get the touch, but his teammate was there backing him up on the play. Popped it up for him. Vondre couldn't get that one. Instead, it will be dropped down into the clutches of Skills for the finish.
And that's a lose-lose situation if you're Vondre. You can make the nice read on the backboard, which he did, and was an incredible read, but unfortunately that just means it dropped down to Skills for a free goal and a quick response.
Now Skills able to get that one off the air. Demo tried to hit it away, but instead AJ could not get anywhere on the offense. Kevpert again trying to push the issue, but instead it will be pushed right past him. AJ popping it up into the corner. Vondre can't get it past. Has to rely on his teammates to get in the way, and instead Skills gets the block on the defensive end right past him. Kevpert with a perfect shot to tie things up.
And you can always count on Kevpert to get these solid angles. He does it in the air and apparently on the ground as well. Putting it off the left side and then around the last two players. Outstandingly done. And we almost had a 2-minute and 22 mark with a two-goal tied game. And that's a bit of a tongue twister.
There's a lot of twos that have been happening throughout a lot of the matches. We saw the 2-minute and 22-second mark with 2 goals earlier on in the tournament for today. We might see it again at some point as it just went past. But we do need to see more out of Lights Out if they want this first victory. It does get sent booming towards their defensive end. And Kevpert with another great clear, bouncing it off the wall back to himself. But Skills will get a great shot, not enough to pay the bills, past the net, and instead will be in their side again.
And Upper 90 have a lot of bills to pay, so you got to be watching out. Lights Out not going to take it lying down, and they're looking at the offense right here. Good touch from Vondre and gets it under the last man.
Vondre with the perfect drop down right underneath both defenders, takes it up, hits it off the back wall. baits the defenders up, goes up with it as well, and just changes it up at the last second to pop it underneath and slip it right through the defense.
We always talk about backboard defense is so paramount to playing Rocket League. Skills was trying to get up for it, but just couldn't make contact because of Vandre's aggressive positioning, and I really like that about Lights Out.
We've seen so much aggression out of Lights Out as well. It's been a while since I've seen this team in this kind of form. Most of the time, they're able to go decently far in tournaments, but they just struggle at the last second in some of these matches. But now it seems they are able to keep up with that consistency we've been waiting to see from this roster, and it's paying dividends so far. They have the lead. They're hoping to hold on to it, but it's going to come down to if Upper 90 can really answer back.
I do believe that's the case. Now 70 seconds left. They're looking at a game 1 loss unless they can put something on the board here.
Now Skills was dropped down. A great save by AJ, sent right back to them. Nobody home to get the second save, and it will be tied up yet again.
And I'm looking at this one down there, a bit of a double commit.
Triple commit even.
Yeah, AJ did move out for that one as well, so very unfortunate. I was wondering, after we watched that player go down off the sidewall, AJ made the save, and I was wondering, where is the third man? So very unfortunate for Lights Out, but it's still only a tie game. They're not losing yet.
It looked very pretty. It just did not work out well defensively when all three members went for it. One from each corner of the net, dissecting down towards the center, but they could not get the
symmetry as well.
Very symmetrical on that play, but they weren't linked in time to get that save. All three of them committed for it. Skills getting taken out by AJ. Able to recover and take it forward. Not forward enough to get it past the defense. Almost a chance there for Vandre. It's Kevpert. Had to leave that up for the defense. Rely on his teammates on their own end to try and get this away. Barely popped up away from the goal line. Demo. A great angle. Will get stopped out by the defense again. A good center. Cleared away by Upper 90. This might be the chance for the lead before our first overtime of the day. 5 seconds now. Upper 90, Skills off the wall. Gets knocked to the side. Just need to hit the ground, and we get our first overtime, 3-3 between Upper 90 and Lights Out.
It makes you wonder if we're going to go to game 3, and overtime in game number 1 bodes well. Honestly, for both these teams, nobody really has an advantage. Whoa, okay, Vandre. All right, Lights Out definitely with a little bit of a momentum advantage going into the overtime. I think I stand corrected on that one.
Yeah, we almost saw Vandre just make it the shortest overtime we've seen so far in the North American Renegade Cup Finals. We almost see another attempt from him. Does get knocked to the end of Lights Out. Popped up again over top of Skills, but not far enough to get out of the clutches of Slushy. It's Demo on the defensive end. Able to knock it aside. Vandre just patiently waiting for his teammate. A great angle and a great save by Skills.
And I mentioned that earlier on, Kevpert's always going to find a good spot. And I mean, you can say that about a lot of players, but Kevpert, without fail, always finds a good angle. Great save, Kevpert. This time on the goal line. Going to stop out the angle, and the pressure is still on.
AJ to the side, and Demo will send it back for Skills. Give him a better angle to approach that goal line. Maybe get a shot past the defense. Right now, Demo dropping it down. Vandre in position, able to get the clear. Has almost an open net opportunity. Flicks it forward. Does get deflected by Demo. But here's the follow-up from AJ. Deflected again, this time by Skills.
Great individual effort there by Vandre. But for Upper 90, I mean, Demo, bad placement on that shot, unfortunately. Lots of pressure on him in that moment and no follow-up. It was a very good opportunity. So for Lights Out, they're going to have to be aware of that. Maybe some momentum in favor of the blue team here.
Almost saw a little bit, but then it just got stopped out by the demolition happening on defense. Skills will take it forward, but no boost in the tank. Has to relinquish pressure on the ball as it's given up to Lights Out. Still in the blue side. Vandre hits it off the wall. Skills send it back to them yet again towards the midfield as AJ off the back wall, drop down in front of the net. Dangerous as Vandre was there. Does get knocked aside again, centered, but nobody there for the rebound.
A very dangerous touch there from the opponent as well. I believe that was Demo stopping into the midfield, trying to screw up his opponents with that disruption play. Very dangerous if he misread that one. But there you go, Upper 90 make it into the offensive end. This is closer than anyone would be caring to call.
Almost half a game gone so far, and it almost was over there. Skills off the backboard, gonna drop down. Kevpert in position to knock it towards midfield, and instead will be taken up by Upper 90. Vandre sends it forward. A chance to keep it out of their possession for long enough to try and get a good opportunity on offense. Went for a bump there, didn't get the connection he needed. Now Upper 90 have a chance to go on offense. Only one defender to beat, and that is Kevbert. Very difficult to achieve that sort of play to get past that man.
And it feels like both teams are getting a lot of respect right now, and you have to when you're more than a half a game into overtime. You don't want to make that overcommit at any point. Eventually, somebody's going to make an error, and it's both of these teams are saying it's going to be the opponents.
AJ with a good demo to buy them some time. Still on the blue half for now as it does get cleared away. Kevper can't get a touch. Vandre is in position though, and a good demo by AJ buys them an opportunity. Nobody home. They just need the finish here. Do get the setup, but Slushy in position to get that perfect demo on Kevper. Buy them the perfect opportunity for a counterattack as well, but not enough to secure them the victory in game one.
Great vision by Upper 90 as well. As soon as they realized that that wasn't going to be a threat on target, they knew that they could make a demo play and push it down the other way. Absolutely threatening on both sides of the ball, and I'm loving what I'm seeing on terms of the physical side. We'll have to see if that plays a factor later on.
Almost played enough of a factor to get Upper 90 the goal earlier on, and then Lights Out saw what they were doing, went for more aggression themselves. Nobody in net.
Goodness.
There's AJ. He gets it all the way through the air bump, as you mentioned. Crucial for him to get the final goal.
As soon as I saw him move past this ball, I was like, oh no, you do not want to screw with this man, Demo, and he got taken out of the play. Outstanding play there, phenomenal. And AJ carries Lights Out to the victory there, but it was truly a team effort. 2 goals for Vandre and 1 for Kevpert and AJ.
An amazing team effort, not just from Lights Out, but even from Upper 90. 11 shots from Skills. What is this man doing on offense? He's doing all the work, it seems,
He's
so
doing
far.
something right.
We saw it yesterday when they were placing off against Triple Commit, the only one able to score a goal against them, and he put in a lot of work as well against the boys, so they're going to be having to rely on him even more to try and come back before getting eliminated.
But do you want to talk about that Lights Out defense there for a second? 14 saves? Is that what I'm looking at?
Something around there. 6 for Vandre, 4 for AJ, and 4 for Kevpert. Insane defense, insane offense. This is the Lights Out we've been wanting to see for quite some time, and I hope it continues this way.
Well, we'll have to see. Game 2 looms on the horizon after that almost 4-minute overtime. Well, I think that's a good overtime to start off the overtimes of day 2, I have to say. We'll have to see if Upper 90 can keep it so close next time around, though. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like I mentioned so many times, it's nice to win game, it's nice to win game 1.
It's nice to win game 1,
but
yeah.
it's also nice to lose because that means that you know exactly what needs to be done.
You have that time in between the matches to regain your senses, get things under control, talk to your teammates a little bit, strategize before you go into the next one. Now we go into game 2 to see if Upper 90 can adapt to the circumstances they are in. By one more game, they will be out of this competition. As we see Upper 90 struggling after that overtime. Keep it out of their side for long enough. So we saw some really good shots being put on by Demo. Did manage to get it off the kickoff, away from their end, put a shot towards the net. We know for sure, certain that the shots don't really matter so far as that first game is concerned, especially after the 11 we saw from Skills. It's all about that aggression we see, the bumps, the demos. Those were what netted the victory for Lights Out.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to see a game as long as the last one, then I really hope you have marshmallows and sticks because you're going to be roasting some s'mores while you watch this one. It's going to take a while, to say the very least.
Almost 2 full games of Rocket League played last time as well as Skills. Does manage to get it past both attackers. Buys some time for his teammates to rotate forward. But AJ sends it back to them. Carries it, hands it off to Demo. Not really in his game plan, but they do manage to keep it out of their net. Back to the midfield line. Now Vandre, Kevpert sent that forward. AJ with a chance off the wall for potential setup. The Lights Out know they could not maintain control for long. Upper 90, some more offensive pressure towards the back wall. Can't get it past Vandre. So it will be up to Demo. He can't keep it in their side. Keeps sending it back towards that midfield, but it looks good for Upper 90. They have a shot in Slushy, but can't get the block.
You know what I'm seeing right now? I'm looking at a 0-0 overtime if we stay this way. It feels like they really just fell back into the same mindset that they had before we ended game number 1. And honestly, I would not be surprised if no team scores in regulation.
the defense was the most lackluster part of Upper 90 in that first game. But now it seems they're taking a page out of Lights Out book going into this one. Just maintaining that offensive pressure, sending it right back down the field whenever they get a chance. Skills go for a potential setup. His teammate could not get in position in time. AJ has a chance here. Does get knocked away, and now it's up to Slushy. Will pass it forward. Can't get the connection he needs with his teammate. Again, intercepted by the defense. They need to clear here and have a chance to go on offense. Even with that one game, they can't feel too comfortable against this Upper 90 offense.
Can you ever, honestly? I mean, that's the big question. Upper 90, always so confident on their offensive side. And, oh, here's Kev for cheeky angle, going for the late hit. Didn't work out for them right there, but that's just one more shot on timing to add to the tally. Defense, once again, has been the name of the game, and we are past halftime. 2 minutes left on the clock, and I'm still standing with my earlier prediction.
Plenty of time for that 0-0 overtime, as you mentioned.
No.
Okay. No, Caster's curse a little bit there, as we saw an insane cross all the way from the net from Demo into the hands of Slushy, redirected into that wide open net after the crazy overcommit from Lights Out.
Yeah, and you know what I really saw there from Lights Out? It was a bit of a mind meld between AJ and Vandre right there. They were both upfield waiting for the pass, and they realized too late. It's like, wait a second, where's the third man? Oh, it was supposed to be one of us.
Now they have to rely on their defense they showcased in the first game to get themselves back into this one. Go back on offense. Can't play too passively because they want to prevent that game number 3. Demo got the boost, but not the ball. Might have it here, but AJ takes it away. Slushy, the save. Skills with the pop-up, and Vandre with another pass. Might be a chance for a finish as well. Off the backboard, does connect with it, but not towards the net. Sends it off to AJ again. Keep passing back and forth, but not in front of the net enough. There was a chance there for Kevper to strike. Maybe Vandre here, but again, barely off target. Demo with the clear. They're going for the counterattack. Vandre trying to get in the way. A chance for AJ, but instead cleared again by Skills.
And that was truly a lights out offense right there. You saw a lot of passes onto the backboard and off of the backboard as well. Very good stuff. And they might still be able to equalize right here. It's Vandre. He can't get around the ball, though, and send it on target.
A chance for Demo to get a clear of his own. Sends it off to his teammate. Good 1-2 connection with transitional play, but no third man there for the finish. Skills with the block. Might hold on to this one goal, maybe make it 2. Barely off target. Chance for AJ, can't get it either. Now it's up to Slushy off the backboard. There's a touch from Skills, 2-0. They extend the lead.
And I think I'm going to have to call this game right here. Considering how close the last one was, I just don't feel like Lights Out is going to be able to grab up 2 goals in 19 seconds. But I don't really have little faith in either of these teams when we move into game number 3. If that is indeed the case, of course, Lights Out could prove me wrong. But very solid play from Upper 90, very solid play from Lights Out, and they just had a couple of bad spots, and that's one of them.
And the floodgates have opened. After that first goal went in, we thought they might have had a chance. The second one, you called it, Squid, pretty much over at that point, especially with such little time left. And now the third one right off the kickoff, basically putting the nail in the coffin. Might see a last-second goal potentially, but with only 14 seconds, very tall order to fulfill.
And I feel like Lights Out may have just been looking forward to the next match at that point. So I'm not really going to add too much momentum behind that third goal right there. I feel like they realized, like, okay, we made some mistakes. The first goal of the game was actually off just an overcommit, plain and simple. So they just got to keep that mindset. It's really about vigilance, this match. Just making sure it's like, okay, well, we're playing solid, but we have to make sure that we don't slip up in one spot or another, which ended up being their downfall here.
Gotta play perfectly if you want to move on to the later stages of this North American Renegade Cup. We've seen it so far. We saw the lackluster defense from previous teams. Triple Commit and the boys were both struggling, and now that we're seeing struggles from Lights Out defensively, it's not boding well for them. They looked really good in the first one where they had so many saves, but this time it just wasn't enough to net them the victory. And kudos to Upper 90, able to adapt after taking that time, as we mentioned.
Yeah, but another change that we saw, Upper 90 didn't quite have as much offense as we were used to seeing. There was a lot more of the ball in the blue half, so it makes you wonder, maybe Upper 90, after taking that loss, they realized, well, we would be really well off if we just decided to say, oh, well, lights out, we're going to let you get comfortable in the defensive end, and then we're just going to throw it all the way downfield because we realize that you're going to have everyone upfield. Maybe it was one of those. Maybe it was lights out just making a personal mistake.
I feel like it's a controlled release of pressure. So whenever you give them the ball, you give them a false sense of security that they're going to be able to take it and get a good opportunity. Instead, they just took it right away from them, got more shots on the net, and suffocated them offensively whenever they had a chance. And that's why they had more shots than we saw at the last second. They couldn't even come up with anything after that kickoff goal.
And I mean, what you just said, I mean, think about it. It worked wonders. Upper 90 didn't let in a single goal, and we did see quality opportunities, which may have led Lights Out to be more confident in their offense. So we'll just have to see what changes here in game number 3.
Good counterattacks so far in that last game from Upper 90. Expected to see a few more. If Lights Out don't wisen up. Svandre took the charge after the kickoff. They're starting off a lot stronger than they did in the last one. Might be the same story, though, if they can't keep up that offensive pressure for Lights Out. Skills hits a right pass. Nobody home. Lucky for them, it goes off the post and out. This time, Andre will take that one down the field and gladly away from their goal line.
Nobody home but the woodwork, but that's the only person you need home, apparently. Lights Out going to be thanking their lucky stars for that one.
Now another chance for a clear, but instead will be stopped out by Demo. A great setup and a great save as well. They just need to get this away from the goal line, and will be Slushy to try and keep it there. Demo kept it in play. Slushy off the ceiling. Almost intercepted by the offense, but there's a chance for the counterattack. The cherry picker position was not on target enough to net them that first goal.
And that's something we're so unused to seeing from Kevford. I've commented already this series that he's so good at getting those angles. Maybe it's just the nerves or the situation that got to him or something. I just don't know. That's something I absolutely do not want to see. At least it wasn't in a clutch situation.
And luckily enough for them, it still is a 0-0 score line. They can hold off for now and keep their wits about them if that happens again. Good setup. A good save from Demo. AJ, the pop-up and the follow-up as well. Blocked by Slushy. These are the clutches of Vondre. A good touch by him over top of Skills. But a chance for Demo to try and bait out Kevford. He's taking his time on the approach. Knows that he doesn't want to overcommit on this play because of how aggressive Lights Out are being on offense.
And I'm liking Lights Out are leaving a third man back at the midfield. I've noticed it already a couple of times. They're playing a bit more patiently and carefully than they did in the last game. So definitely some changes coming out as we approach halftime.
Demo with a good shot. It does get knocked aside by Vondre. Will follow up with it, but right into Slushy. Hits it forward. AJ does take it away. Skills right back to them. Gonna drop down off the backboard. Almost a second touch. He needs deflected by Vondre and out from their net, but it might not be enough. Demo does get deflected by AJ. Now he's a chance to take it all the way to the blue half. Not long enough again for them to get a solid opportunity towards that net. Might be a chance here from Kevpert. Does get touched by Skills. AJ off the backboard. The first time they're able to get a solid shot at it. As it does get deflected again. Vondre can't get the touch he needs. Towards the midfield line again. Kevpert with no connection. Skills up to Demo. Try and carry it through, and AJ carry it back to the blue side.
Really turning into a repeat of game number 2 here. We remain scoreless, but Lights Out have seen a lot more of their defensive end. So hopefully Upper 90 aren't getting more of that time to bide and really make use of it. But I have to say, their Lights Out defense has been looking more solid than we saw in the last match.
So far, it hasn't budged just yet, but this might be the chance for Upper 90 to strike. Skills on the wall, setting it up for his teammate. There's a great touch, but a great save as well by the defense. A chance. They got the boost and took away the resource that Lights Out need to break away from their own end. A great bump by Kevford. They're able to get a demo off of it, though, to recover, and they do manage to clear it away from their side, but not long enough.
Great carry from Kevford as well to try and dissipate that pressure that immediately came on off the bump.
Now AJ can't get it past Skills. Lost that challenge, and so did his second defender. Vondre was there, but nobody home, and there's the shot from Slushy.
That's got to be a bump play. If I'm looking at this and I'm Lights Out, you are hoping that it is a bump play. Kevford actually came off the goalpost when he was trying to jump for the ball. Sent away, and that's the unfortunate truth of it. Now they've got 1 minute and 3 to bring it back.
all about keeping that consistency when you're under pressure. And so far, Lights Out of cracked. There might be a perfect opportunity to get back into it, but Kevpert not accurate enough right into the defense who was waiting for it.
Oh, he's
Might be a chance here.
though. Oh, you can hear the disappointment.
Close. I know all their team members are probably disappointed in that one, and probably disappointed that nobody was in position for the rebound off of Vondre's play. They've been in the perfect spot, and whenever they're given an opportunity like that, they've just soiled it so far.
Great shutdown right there as well, but there's still plenty of chance. 30 seconds now.
Kevpert back to AJ, still in the blue half. A chance for them to at least tie this up and get in overtime. Right over top of one. Vondre can't finish it, but has to rely on his teammate. Got demoed by Skills, and it will be a chance for them to reset. Just need to get it back to the blue side. Slushy down to the midfield. Now a demo again towards Vondre. Kevpert has a chance here, and going for the redirect, drops it down. Slushy pops it up. Nobody in position for the finish. Kevpert is going to try and keep it alive for his teammates to go forward. Does get popped up, manages to hit it off the corner. There's a second one blocked away by the defense, and it is still alive for now, but it's eventually gonna hit the ground. It will be upper 90, moving on inches away. We're Lights Out from taking it to overtime. They're so close many times from putting that final goal in.
And more than anything, I love the fight from Lights Out there in the closing seconds. They managed to keep the shot count within one, and it felt like they were getting cheated a couple times. When I saw Kevpert on the back wall, though, with the open net to look at, I was thinking to myself, I was like, please, Kevpert, any sort of, like, deity up above, like
something help him.
Help out Kevpert. A lot. Where are you? Please help out Kevpert. But it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Wasn't enough, and really the difference there, looking at the stats themselves, they were even in shots, and only one difference when it came to the saves for Kevpert. His teammates AJ and Vondre just was not enough for them to hold up defensively, even after so much improvement was shown after that second game loss.
But here's what I will say. Lights Out definitely going to be a team to watch. And honestly, some people may not have thought that they were such a strong team, but after that showing versus upper 90, you got to give them more credit than you probably have in the past. Like you mentioned, they've made deep runs into the Rivals Series qualifiers before, and I expect one out of them in the upcoming qualifiers. Lights Out looking stronger than ever before with a roster that's completely solid, and I have to give them all the credit in the world, even though they lost out here to upper 90.
Kudos to them for keeping it so competitive. They got their first game win in the tournament itself. They struggled against RBG eSports in the first day of the broadcast, but were able to at least take one home for themselves during this matchup, make it go all the way to Game 3. But upper 90 going to be facing off against the loser of Splice and Sway eSports, which we'll have later as well. But before all of that, before any more matches in the loser side of the bracket, we do have an amazing content piece. If you missed it yesterday, don't want to miss this. It is produced by the members of Mythical Esports, who brought to you the January Renegade Monthly Cup, the Battle for Valhalla. So check it out. It's going to leave you with a bunch of chills.